Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Molineux on a really important day, not just for Liverpool here, who are battling to stay in the title and Champions League hunt, but for Wolverhampton Wanderers, who have dropped into the bottom three, having seen Everton beat Arsenal and condemn them to the second defeat of the season. It's important, really, that both teams get a right result. Of course, it's a rematch of the game, the FA Cup replay 2 weeks ago, and Harvey Elliott on the substitutes bench, may I add, was the match winner as Wolves were beaten 1-0 by Liverpool. There's a great atmosphere inside Molineux. Always is on when a team like Liverpool come into town. Ruben Neves, the captain. Serial player. There's the Liverpool captain there. Looks like Andrew Robertson to me. Come through the ranks, hasn't he, Robertson, at Hull a few years back, but he's come to Liverpool and he's really proved himself to be a terrific player, not just for Liverpool, but for Scotland too. Cracking atmosphere. And we have a very good feeling that this game could be an absolute humdinger. It's a good amount of good-sized crowd as well. As you can tell, it's a terrific atmosphere. The games don't need any introduction. We're waiting quite a while for the tide to come out onto the field. Wolves just picking up slightly, although they felt hard done by in the FA Cup games when they were when they had a perfectly legal goal disallowed at Anfield. Well, we'll just have to see. But we're getting the nod now. We're just waiting for the teams to emerge out into the cauldron. That is Molineux. And Molineux, one of the great old footballing grounds of English football. The likes of Billy Wright and Steve Ball graced these parts. And there's fireworks and pyrotechnics here as we welcome TC Hub viewers or TC Hub listeners to our delayed commentary stream of Wolverhampton Wanderers against Liverpool in the Premier League. John Stuttard in the commentary box to oversee things. As I say, a win for Wolves will move them out the bottom three. Everton beating Arsenal at lunchtime by a James Tarkowski goal to 0. So the pressure back on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Full house here at Molineux. 30,000. Paul Tierney sharing headed, I noticed. So let's look at the two teams, starting with Wolverhampton Wanderers. They play with Jose Sarr in goal. And we believe it's going to be a back four today of Nelson Semedo, Craig Dawson, who makes his home debut, Max Kilman and Ryan Aït-Nouri, who's been very consistent this season. And then three in the midfield with Mario Lemina, Ruben Neves, the captain, who will be centrally placed in the three, and Mateus Nunes. And then up front, we've got Paulo Sarabia, Mateus Cunha of Brazil, and Wang Hee-chan, who did so well in the South Koreans' passage to the last 16 of the World Cup. In fact, got the winning goal, which decided the group. Liverpool, of course, under their managership, Jurgen Klopp, of course. Line up with Alisson in goal for them. Back four of Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez, Joe Matip and Andy Robertson. Three in the midfield with Naby Keita, Stefan Barisic, the Spanish player, also lines up alongside his current man, Thiago. Then up front, Mo Salah, Darwin Núñez and Godi Capo lead the line. So interesting to know what might happen as regards this game, but terrific atmosphere, terrific entertainment. We hope we'll bring you here on all the TCM platforms. So there are the two lineups. Look as if we're going to be 4-3-3, although we got Wolves down as 4-4-2 there. So, as I say, we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out, really. Wolves who have looked in imperious form since Julian Locatelli took over. And he's looked every inch the manager here is Julian Locatelli. Two captains there, Andy Robertson and Ruben Neves. No Virgil van Dijk, of course. He's neither suspended or injured. And Liverpool will be wanting a reaction after what happened last weekend against Brighton when they were beaten 2-1. And they won't want to repeat of that. Jurgen Klopp will see to that. They have been quite better in the last two league games, keeping clean sheets in both. Ruben Neves, though, an experienced campaigner at this level now. Godi Capo yet to score for Liverpool, but it's only a question of time now. Referee today comes from Wigan. Paul Tierney is the referee. Constantine Andazakis and Mark Perry, the two assistants. Matt Donahue is the fourth official, and Lee Mason is also in charge of VAR down at Stockley Park. So it's Liverpool in red. Wolves, of course, in the old goal, but Liverpool in red in the... so both teams in traditional scores, but it's Liverpool to kick off. And they're going to go from right to left in this first half. Referee Tierney gets us underway then. And Matip gets an early touch of the ball. Not forward again. Neves cuts that ball out midway inside his own half. And then Thiago wins possession. Goes back inside. Liverpool, knowing that they need to win to keep their Champions League hopes alive, it looks as if the possibility of winning the Premier League title is probably beyond them for at least another season. Barisic gets the ball down the left-hand side, but should be okay there for Craig Dawson, making his Premier League debut for Wolves. Signed, of course, from West Ham, who are struggling at the moment. They've got a tough game up at Newcastle a little bit later on. The pressure very firmly on Wolves. Spent quite a bit compared with the likes of Everton, who did win on earlier on today. There's Julian Locatelli, the Wolves manager. Everyone likes to call them head coaches these days. I don't subscribe to that fact, as I'm a bit of an old timer when it comes to titles for people in charge of football teams. Team manager is my favourite pastime in describing who a boss should be in football. Wolves who are the lowest scorers in the division as Jose Sá gets it forward under a bit of pressure from Liverpool. Minute and 25 on all TCL platforms. Delayed commentary from Molyneux this afternoon. Ball out of play. Cunha was chasing it down the Wolverhampton Wanderers' right-hand side. And now the ball back to Alisson. Gets his first touch of the ball. The proud old club Wolves. All the traditions. You look at all the players that have played in that old goal. Steve Ball, Billy Wright and Ron Flowers and all that down the years. But it's Wolves now leading the charge here. Down the right-hand side. Ball has been kept in and it's with Stefan Barisic, but he's lost out. Now Robertson takes possession. Much change in Liverpool midfield. No regulars like Milner, Henderson, Chamberlain, all on the bench. And here's a chance for an early shot and a good effort there by Cunha. And it was beaten out by Alisson. He's the Liverpool keeper who had to dive away to his right. And here's Núñez now picking the ball up. Liverpool back in possession. Thiago now charges forward. A lot of responsibility on Thiago, Keita and Barisic because they won't have played as much as a trio, that's for sure, as a threesome. So We'll have to see how that one goes. As Wolves have possession once again with Lamina and Kilman. Craig Dawson, I think he'll be former West Brom player, so there might have been a few mixed feelings amongst Wolves supporters when they first signed him. He had a number of seasons just down the road at West Bromwich Albion, so we'll just have to see how that one pans out as regards Craig Dawson. But it was him who played the ball in here. I'm just looking at a replay for Konina to strike, and I think Allison could have caught that. I know it was swerving and dipping a bit, but the foreign goalkeepers like to palm the ball rather than try and catch it like the old-style English goalkeepers tend to do, which I find quite odd, really. But there you go. As another opportunity came in for Sarabia, and has pulled the shot wide. But at the moment, Wolves starting the better. Much changed outfits to what they were 2 weeks ago. Almost 2.5 weeks ago when they played each other in the FA Cup game at Molineux. You may remember Harvey Elliott scoring an absolute cracker in that game to decide it all there. Nil-nil after 4 and a bit minutes here at Molineux. Quite a mild day today for early February. And here in possession is Mario Lamina. As I say, though, so much pressure on more so than Liverpool than there is on Wolves. And Lamina in possession again, midway inside his own half here. Ball up forward to number 22 here, which is Nelson Semedo, who likes to make those runs in. Sarabia is in support. Ball touched back again. Wolves looking to break forward at every conceivable opportunity. Ball in there, and then Wang's got him behind, and the ball deflects off the post and as it crossed the line. It looks as if it has. Goal for Wolves with 5 minutes gone, and it looks as if it's an own goal. Trent Alexander-Arnold has put through his own net, and Wolves, deservedly on the balance of the first 5 minutes, take the lead. Or do they? Yes, it does count. There was a few moments there. I saw on my monitor the scoreboard change back from 1-0 to 0-0, then back to 1-0 again. But the goal stands. The flag stayed down. Wang was onside. I don't think there's any need to go to VAR. And I think it actually came off Joe Matip as opposed to Trent Alexander-Arnold yet. It'll go down as a Joe Matip own goal. Allison couldn't get back in time to hook it away with his legs. And Wolverhampton Wanderers are in the lead with 5 minutes gone, or 6 minutes gone now. Joe Matip and Jurgen Klopp, open mouth, licks his lips in utter despair, cannot believe what's happened. Disaster for Liverpool. 1-0 down. Here's Allison in possession to Matip, who's put through his own net. So it's been, I'm assuming it's been credited to Matip, although the Premier League aren't actually on whether it came off Alexander-Arnold when it cannoned back off the left-hand post. I'm not quite sure, but it looked as if it was Joe Matip's own goal. And it's really at this point when you start making guesses. I thought initially it came off Trent Alexander-Arnold. Sometimes the ball could ricochet off the post and then hit a player who's standing by that post, and Alexander-Arnold had got back onto that post. It certainly deflected off Matip beyond Allison. But Wolves have made a very confident start to proceedings. And he looks so relaxed and so free-flowing in their football. It just is untrue at the moment. They're making Liverpool look like a Sunday pub team, really. It's almost as if we're watching Wolves against the dog and duck. And we don't often say that about Liverpool. And that's not to disparage any Liverpool fan listening in, but at the moment they've started Liverpool as if they've turned up to play the dog and duck on a Sunday morning. 7 minutes gone here at Molineux in the Premier League. Wolves, who started the day in 18th, 1. Liverpool looking to get in those Champions League spots, 0. Here's Number 8 on the ball, Naby Keita. Naby Keita plays the ball into Salah, and Salah can't link up with Nunes. He goes down 40 and he decides that's not a penalty. And Liverpool play on with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Keita gets the ball back. Now back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. 8 minutes gone on the TC Hub. Delayed commentary on all the platforms. It's 1-0 to Wolves. Nouri gets the ball away, but not far enough. Robertson goes in, but Wolves trying to stick to their principles, but it's not getting them anywhere out of trouble here because Robertson tries to play the ball in, and in the end, Ruben Neves, showing a captain's example for Wolves, brings them away. And here's Semedo on the far side, the right-hand side. 8 minutes gone. Neves goes in for the run, and out comes Alisson like a bolt of lightning, if you like, to just nestle on the ball and get Liverpool flowing again. Matip in possession, midway inside his own half, goes to his right and finds Trent Alexander-Arnold. Back in field to Matip, still inside Liverpool, halfway inside the Liverpool half. In the centre circle it goes, ball forward, and look at that. Good play there from Matheus Nunes. He spotted that Liverpool could have got through down that right-hand channel and had to slide about 10 yards inside his own half to the right, to the left of the centre circle to cut that attempted through ball out. It was just very, very great, cracking little bit of defending. So the win probability stands at the moment this. 43% of Wolves win, 29% a Liverpool win, and 28% the draw. So there's still a long way to go yet. So you can't write off Liverpool. And in any era, regardless of how long they've won the league and everything, you can never write off Liverpool at your peril. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But Wolves are in the lead. And it looks as if they'll have to go some, but Liverpool, I'll go through the two benches in a second because they're both strong benches. It must be said that both managers can bring on Locatelli and Klopp. As Nouri plays the ball into the penalty area, but it's blocked from the left-hand side. Now the ball back with Matheus Nunes. Infield again. Here's Nouri again. He likes to make good bursts down that left-hand side. The left wing back, shall we say. They all call them wing backs these days. Semedo just the same. This is Nelson Semedo on the right-hand side this time. The ball being played from left to right flank. That's a foul by Garpo, the Dutch international, and it will be a free kick to Wolves, deep inside Liverpool territory on the right-hand side. Former Barcelona man, Nelson Semedo, as Ruben Neves spots the ball on the right-hand side. Looks like it's going to be a toss-up between him and Pablo Sarabia to play the ball in, but I think the captain's had the final word on that one. Where I'm having the free kick, he says. And that's the decision that's been made. Wolves 1, Liverpool 0. 11 minutes gone. Delayed commentary on the TC Hub and all platforms. Neves with the free kick into the penalty area. And there might be a chance here now. It was Cunha who got him round the back. The ball comes in. Kilman's header. Looks like an handball has been turned in by Craig Dawson. And Wolves, bang, bang, have it 2 in 5 minutes. Craig Dawson on his Wolverhampton Wanderers debut has fired Wolves 2-0 ahead against the League Cup holders and FA Cup holders. This is turning into a special afternoon at Molineux. Cunha got in from the back, and then it was Kilman's shot. It looked like handball there, but it bounced to Craig Dawson, the other centre-back, who thrashed it in with his right foot. And the man who's just signed from West Ham United, well, I think the Wolves fans will forget his West Bromwich Albion connections now, because he's just fired Wolves into a 2-goal lead. And on the balance of play, it's richly deserved. And boy, did he love it. 12 gone on the TC Hub, and it's Wolves 2, Liverpool 0. Craig Dawson and Jurgen Klopp can't believe it. It's turning into one of those afternoons where it just, everything that could go wrong for Klopp has gone wrong. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. The ball back again with number 27, Matheus Nunes. Would have been interesting if Dawson hadn't finished it off, whether Wolves would have appealed a handball maybe against Joe Matip when Max Kilman's shot hit the defenders on the arm. Or what appeared to have hit the defender on the arm, but referee didn't seem to mind. And in fact, if he had played a good advantage, I think, no, he comes forward. And, well, in the end, Joe Gomez had to come back and rescue the situation there for Liverpool. Excuse me. Here's Max Kilman, who's about halfway inside his own half at the moment. Wolves in this opening quarter of an hour looking absolutely superb. Last 10 minutes attacking threat. Look at that. I mean, it's probably about 75% Wolves, 25% Liverpool, which tells you the dominance that Wolves have got. And here's a chance for Nunez, and that's a terrific save. It was just to the left of the penalty area as he struck it to Darwin Nunez. And in the end, the goalkeeper having a dive away to his left, Jose Sarr, made a sprawling, stretched Armstrong type save and keeps the score at 2-0 to Wolves. But there is the attacking intent of Liverpool and the Uruguayan Darwin Nunez. Liverpool get a throw in. Here's a chance now for Barisic playing the ball into the penalty area, and the ball out of play. It will be a Liverpool throwing line with the 18-yard line on the right-hand side. But this is Liverpool, no offside. Darwin Nunez had gone in behind, used Kilman as a shield to try and bend the ball around Jose Sarr with his right foot, but the goalkeeper diving away to his left had other ideas. Free kick given the Wolves for handball, presumably against Mohamed Salah. But I think I'm just having a look at this Jose Sarr save here. I mean, Darwin does everything right. I mean, he's played that. It's a terrific effort. Maybe if you're going to pick nits at this effort, it's probably too close to Jose Sarr. But having said that, it was at this moment in time have deserved that look that you need really in football. Sarr kicks along down the field. Quarter of an hour played then on the TCL Premier League football. Delayed commentary action for you this afternoon. It's Wolves 2, Liverpool 0. JB John Stuttard at Molineux doing the assignment for the TCL. My first commentary assignment for the Hub for the channel since that World Cup final back in December. One of the greatest finals I ever had the privilege of commentating on for either JB Sports or TCL. And I've been doing this game for nearly 8 years. This is the opening goal. Now, did it deflect off Alexander Arnold? No, it's the Joe Matip own goal. I think we can agree off that. This is the second one. Neves playing the ball in. And Sarabia, Robert Nunez got in behind, crossed in there, and it was really poor defending. And Kilman had the first step, but hit the defender, which actually turned out to be Goldie Capo rather than Joe Gomez. So maybe I got that one a little bit wrong. But having said that, though, Craig Dawson had to keep that down. Boy, did he do that. So if there are any reservations from Wolves fans about him coming, considering he was a former West Bromwich Albion player, well, those doubts have been put to bed. A goal on his full Wolves debut for him. Here's Robertson, left-hand side, uses Carpo. Carbo plays the ball in, and it's headed away brilliantly, but Keita's got it on the edge of the penalty area, strikes it left-footed, then strikes it left-footed again, and the same Wolves player blocked it. I wasn't sure who it was. We are set quite up in the Billy Wright stand here at Molineux. Got the Steve Bull stand, formerly the John Ireland stand over on the far side. There's a player down injured. It's number 21 who's taking the blows, Pablo Sarabia. I think he might have blocked both shots. He's holding his stomach and he's almost squat flushing down in pain. Keita had two bites of the cherry. It was Neves who blocked the first debit, and then Neves again, in fact, blocked the first debit. And then when the ricochet off the second block from Neves came in, it hit Sarabia on the chest, and it more than likely winded him. And, well, penny for Jurgen Klopp Sports at the moment. I think if you're a betting man right now, I don't think you can pick too many nits really about the way the game's going at the moment. It's all been Wolves. if truth be told. 17 minutes, nearly 18 minutes gone at Molineux. Wolves 2, Liverpool 0. Thiago in possession. Rolls the ball nicely out to the far side where Salah can pick the ball up. Salah will run on his man. Aït-Nouri, and the ball's crossed in by Trent Alexander-Arnold, but Jose Sarr, cool as you like, kept his eye on the ball, caught it very, very well on the edge of his 6-yard line, and takes the heat out of the situation for Wolves at this point in time. Back again with Jose Sarr, right-footed clearance from the edge of the 6-yard box. Wang Hee-Chan keeps the ball in play. Last time I commentated on him, he scored the winning goal against, was it Portugal? Portugal it was. And it took them through against Uruguay, who behaved like animals at the end of the game. And Darwin Núñez was involved there. But I don't think he was involved in pushing the VAR monitor off that day. The most dramatic World Cup games I've covered in 7 years. That one. So much resting on that group that day, and Portugal were in complete control, you may remember. But they took Ronaldo off and paid the price. He didn't win the World Cup in the end. Here's a chance now for Mo Salah, just to the right of the 6-yard area. Left-footed, and he's hoisted it well over the bar. And a goal kick to Wolves. But they're getting glimpses here, Liverpool. They have to, really. They know now that their season's going to depend on finishing fourth and possibly winning the European Cup. They've drawn Real Madrid as well, which isn't going to be easy. They've got a Merseyside derby against an emerging Everton coming up at Anfield. That's going to be some game, that one. And Klopp, let's be fair, has lost a few times to Sean Dyche in his Burnley days. So that one would be an interesting watch. But they're 2-0 down here with 20 minutes gone here on the TC Hub. And Wolves in possession on the right-hand side inside the Liverpool half with Nelson Semedo. Clayton Evans on halfway. Now Max Kilman has it 10 yards from halfway. Inside his own half. Kilman cuts inside and plays a lovely ball towards the right-hand channel. And Nelson Semedo hugging that right-hand touchline. Deep inside Liverpool's territory here. Ball into the Liverpool penalty box. Taken down nicely by number 27, Matheus Nunes. The cross comes in into the penalty area, headed away, and then hooked away by Salah for Liverpool. Getting back and doing some defending. Then the ball is back with Wolves. Salah was on the scene on halfway just to pinch it if Lamina hadn't got there, but he did. And here's Matheus Nunes, number 27. He's having a good game. So too is Rayan Aït-Nouri. Terrific player he is. He's had a terrifically consistent season so far in the old gold of Wolves, despite Wolves' lowly league position. Remember, they started the day in 18th. As things stand right now, they would displace Everton at the bottom of the Premier League table. That's what we're talking about here at the moment here at Molineux, because that's the way it is. Here's Neves switching the play nicely to Nunes. Matheus Nunes in possession, left-hand side. Aït-Nouri on the elbow, finds him. It's Aït-Nouri now for Wolves. Back to Nunes. Nunes going back. And at the moment, Lamina now goes forward and Aït-Nouri gets the ball back to Kilman. Kilman to Dawson, who got the second goal. Remember, the first goal, we believe now, is a Joel Matip own goal. And that's what the dubious goals committee have given the goal to, or debited the goal to him. More of a debit than a credit for Joel Matip, it must be said. Wolves 2, Liverpool 0 as we enter the 22nd minute. We're almost halfway through the first half. There's two men down there. Cunha is one. Matheus Cunha, and the other one I'm not quite sure. I think it was Keita. In fact, Keita got the foul and a free kick. Jurgen Klopp ruefully smiles away. Coat on, baseball cap on. Almost like an American coach down there. And of course, the gridiron version of the FA Cup final or the European Cup final is on next weekend. The Super Bowl. That will be a great occasion as Robertson plays the ball back Now here's Joe Matip on the ball, looking to get Liverpool moving again. Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right, deep inside Wolves' territory. But at the moment, Wolves have brought practically everybody back behind the ball, which is making it very difficult for Liverpool thus far to come forward. Here's Robertson now. Robertson in possession, left-hand side. Plays the ball infield. Nunez is there. He's had probably Liverpool's best opportunity. Joe Matip now, halfway inside the Wolves half. Plays it to the edge of the area. Keita turns and shoots with his left foot, but pulls it wide of the right-hand post. And behind for a goal kick to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So we're at halfway through the first half here at Molineux. Liverpool trailing 2-0. And really not having too many ideas under their belt at the moment. Wolves, you have to say, have been good value for their 2-goal lead. Liverpool have had a few, shall we say, half-decent opportunities, but nothing much to trouble the scorers. Jose Sarr, right-footed, down the ground for the goal kick. The Old Gold leading by 2-0. And a good value for that lead as things stand at the moment. But here comes Darwin Nunez on the far side. Nunez tries to cross and he's tried to cut the ball back with the cross, and he acknowledges to his teammates that he got it all wrong. And it's out for a goal kick. And the Liverpool supporters in the Steve Bull stand, in the lower tier of the Steve Bull stand, let's put it this way, aren't exactly happy chappies at the moment, are they? If they were, they would be in ecstasy. But at the moment, it's Wolves who are future's bright. As far as this game's concerned, the future's bright. The future's Old Gold. Never mind orange. Here's Wang Hee-chan in possession. Now Nunez. The ball has been lost by him, however, but back comes Ruben Neves, who's covering every single blade of grass at the moment. Ball back with Jose Sarr. Wolves looking complete control. Semedo gets it forward. And they are making a little bit of a meal of trying to clear out from the back, which sometimes can be a bit of a problem. 25 gone on the TCO. We've had 25 and a quarter minutes gone on the TCO on all platforms. Delayed commentary of the Premier League game between Wolves and Liverpool here. I repeated that third round FA Cup game. Those two epic FA Cup games. Certainly the first one at Anfield was a terrific watch. And here's there might be a chance for number 3. Good save. And it still might come here for Wolves. Here's a chance inside the penalty area. And the ball has landed in Alisson's grasp after Cunha may have had an opportunity on the follow-up. But Nunez had got in behind. It was poor defending here from Joe Matip. Nunez pickpocketed him. And, well, he found Alisson a tough nut to crack. It's a good save, but... well, if Liverpool had gone 3-0 down at that point, then surely there would have been no way back even at this early stage in proceedings. But as it is, it's still 2-0. Thiago has possession, finds Robertson. Robertson with a lovely touch to kill the ball, plays the ball towards Nunez from the right-hand side, comes to Trent Alexander-Arnold inside the area, he shoots right-footed and over the bar. Just to the right of the 6-yard area, probably about 13 yards or so out from the from goal here. Possibly 12 actually, but the ball, but the effort was. I think it would have took a lot to have beaten Jose Sarr and 3 Wolves defenders trying to block it from that sort of angle. Can score goals. He's not had his best season in a Liverpool shirt, it has to be said. 4 attempts to 6 in Liverpool's favour, but Wolves have had the 3 on target and 2 have counted. Even though Matip's goal does count sort of as a shot on target. Never spins and swivels away, and he plays a nice little ball out to Semedo. Had to run a little bit to keep it in on that far side, but he actually did quite well, actually. And then Neves touches the ball back now to Courson, who's had a wonderful debut thus far for Wolves. And Wolves, you have to say, when they're on the ball, they are very easy on the eyesight to watch. They're looking very, very composed. Not too many passes are going astray. It's almost as if they've really got a bit between their teeth. Possession, 50 for Wolves, 50 for Liverpool. Nothing to choose on the possessions. It's even Stevens, but there's definitely no even Stevens in the score. It's Wolves 2, Liverpool nil, coming up rapidly towards the end of the 28th minute. And here's Semedo now on the right-hand side for Wolves. Ball over the halfway line. Infield near again to Wang Hee-chan. And Wang wins the corner. Yes, he does. Corner he is, says Paul Tierney. 28 minutes in. We haven't had to mention those three little letters VAR yet. But you never know. It might come back and play a part in proceedings. Let's hope not. But Wolves deservedly have their 2-0 lead. And would you believe it, we've had nearly half an hour and it's the first corner of the game. Took Kilman and Dawson because all that problems on the free kick which led to Wolves' second goal are forward again. They will be dangerous for Liverpool at the set piece. Mark my words. Corner goes short this time to Ruben Neves. Swings it into the penalty area. And the Dawson was free again at the far post and ended it over the top. It was 6 yards out. And Dawson, in a nutshell, could have had a third, but I think the flag may have gone up anyway. If it had gone in, I think it would have been a VAR job anyway, and I think the goal, in fairness, would have been chalked off, but it was a gilt-edged chance at the time. Flag didn't stay down, but I'm sure that Dawson would have been in an offside position, and if that had gone in and the referee had awarded the goal, then I think Lee Mason would have had something to say at Stockley Park and would have said to Paul Tierney, actually, mate, you got that one wrong. But as it happened, Dawson headed it over the bar and it remains 2-0 to Wolves. Coming up towards half an hour played, 30 seconds shy of half an hour gone. We're into the last quarter hour. Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Liverpool 0 is the score, and Wolves very, very good value for it. They have looked absolutely bang up for this one today. And Locatelli, the Wolves manager, Julian Locatelli, the manager, has really got on fired up for this. It's all about Premier League survival for Wolves. They're both out of both cups. Both out of both cups, I should say, out of Carabao to Nottingham Forest, and then beaten a week later by Liverpool. So it was very hard to take when they went out of two competitions within a week or so, but it means they can focus on Premier League football survival, and they're looking good stuff at the moment. Shot comes in from Cunha from outside the area. It was a very tame sort of scuffed effort, and in the end, goalkeeper Allison picks the ball up and just bowls it out, and he is dragged. Alexander-Arnold, that is. Well, it's been a chasing in half an hour, 31 minutes for Liverpool. I don't think there's any question about that. It's been quite a match here at Molineux. Matip in possession, coming away from his own 18-yard box, actually. And now plays the ball out to the far side. It's a nice ball if he can pick out Robertson, and he does. Robertson does extremely well. Here's Baticic, the Spaniard. Ball onto the right-hand side, and Trent Alexander-Arnold takes possession. Wolves 2, Liverpool 0. If you've just switched on, delayed commentary from the TC Hub on all TC Hub platforms, including Storm FM, JB Sports, TC Hub 2, and TC Hub. We're also on Twitch as well. Nothing coming towards there. Alexander-Arnold trying to keep the ball in play, but didn't succeed in doing so. In fact, Lamine is down on the floor at the moment. Don't forget, we've got cup football as well this coming week as well. We've got Wrexham away at Sheffield United in the fourth round of the FA Cup with Trevor and CW. They'll be doing the commentary Tuesday evening for that one if you want to join us. And of course, there'll be another replay as well, which will probably bring you as well. Neither live or delayed, which is involving Sunderland and Fulham from the Stadium of Light. The winners will play Leeds, and if Sunderland were to get through, it will be a rerun of the 1973 FA Cup final, and we know what happened there. I think even Russ Verdon knows the story to this day. You know the drill. Porterfield scores after 32 minutes. Halfway through the second half, Jim Montgomery saves from Cherry and Lorimer. And then at the end of the game, Bob Stokoe, the Sunderland manager, ran about 80 yards and was hugged by Montgomery. to the squirm and the displeasure of Don Revie and Leeds United in those days. Then they were a very good side, Don Revie's boys, but on the day, something like that too much. Will that happen? And of course, we'll have live commentary next weekend of Premier League action as well. The League Cup final in about 2 weeks' time, 2 or 3 weeks' time on the 26th of February. Then the 5th round of the FA Cup. We'll be doing some live and recorded games, a bit of mixture because there's all 8 ties have been played over 2 nights. So it's going to be fun the next few weeks on the TCL for you all to enjoy. 33 minutes gone. Liverpool 2-0 down. And here's Wang in possession now. Or rather, sorry, Nunez in possession. Plays Ait Nouri in on that near side. Now, Lamina does really well. Kilman kills it. And kills the ball dead again, Kilman. Jose Sarr, who's made some very, very good saves in this first half. Has looked very assured in how he's played in the goals. At this moment in time, it does look as if Wolves have been in complete control. We're coming up to the final 11 minutes plus injury time then at Molineux. So far, not too much in the way of controversy. Alexander-Arnold to take it way inside the Wolves half at this point. Punching a few yards as well, but he's looking for the run of Darwin Nunez. Nunez's cross is a poor one, and Dawson can find Kilman, who can hook it away with his trusty right foot. But only as far as the halfway line. And here's number 6, Thiago. The midfield three from Liverpool haven't been good enough, and that's a free kick. Foul on Robertson, who gets the ball off the nearby tee on the far side. And we'll tee the ball up for a free kick from the left-hand side. 10 minutes to go to half-time on the Premier League. The late commentary from Molineux. Wolves leading Liverpool by 2-0. JB John Stuttard, your fox in the TCL commentary box. Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, the 2-men committee on the far side. Will it be the left foot of Robertson or the right foot of Alexander-Arnold from the left-hand side? Let's try and work out who it's going to be. Robertson with his left foot tees it in there towards the penalty area, but Wolves got the head first and got it away. Great defending. And then the ball headed back to Alisson there by number 2, Joe Gomez. But Jurgen Klopp will only want to lay into his troops at half-time because from a performance point of view, it has not been good enough. Keita now on the right into Salah. 25 yards from goal and he loses possession. And that has just been the theme from Liverpool's point of view. When it got into them attacking third positions, they just haven't been able to penetrate that Wolves defence. Robertson tries again. And maybe one key component they've missed so much, and that's Sadio Mane, who would pick holes in them in any defence last season and scored a very good amount of goals, 30 goals. He got something like that last season. And he lost him to Bayern Munich, and what a loss he's been. Here's Keita. They just haven't replaced him, although the new signings have obviously understandably have to take a while. Sometimes when you've got a team like Liverpool who've had so much success over the years, or the last few years, it's very difficult to try and keep that trend going again. And as certainly proven to be right now. Keita goes down, looks for a foul, which was never forthcoming. Never's the opposite number, who also wears 8. This only difference is he plays for Wolves rather than Liverpool, and he brings it away. But it's back with Robertson on the left for Liverpool. Goes in field, runs into traffic, and Mario Lemina just boots it away to safety deep inside the Liverpool territory. And with 37 minutes gone, Wolves are so comfortable you would not believe. They are 2-0 up against Liverpool, in complete control of the situation. They're looking absolutely, they're swarming all over Liverpool like a pack of wolves here, and that's going to be a free kick, however, for a foul by Wang Yi-chan. And it was on Godi Capo, the Holland international. Capo showed in the World Cup for Holland what a good player he was. Mind you, he showed it more in the opening stages. So I saw him in the quarterfinals, and I thought he looked a little bit off against Argentina. So 3 fouls apiece. And as regards to fouls, the Wolves 2 up. That's the most important statistic that you need to worry about. It's going to be Robertson again, left-footed from the far side, and again, well dealt with by Wolves. And here goes Nunes on the chase. He's going through the middle. And Wang will start a break on that right-hand side, but he knows it's going to go straight to Robertson. And in fact, I think Wang has pulled a hamstring and is, well, it looks as if his day could be coming to an end. Wang Yi-chan could be having to be helped off the field here. As soon as he knew he'd done his hamstring in, he signalled to the bench and then fell in an absolute heap to the ground. And now looks as if he's wincing in tears here. And it's sad to see this. He'd started the run, and it always happens. The back of the hamstring, it's definitely a hammy, that one. How many times have we seen that from footballers down the years? This was an earlier challenge there. But Wang certainly, it was certainly a hamstring injury. And he's batting down the floor in agony and frustration. The Wolves physios just saying to Locatelli on the bench, might be time to bring somebody else on in. It looks like Adama Traore is going to get stripped and ready to go into action. It's a real sad situation, really, for Wang Yi-chan, who's what's been a tough season for Wolves. Has been quite a good player. A couple of Liverpool fans there on that far side giving encouragement, or what you think encouragement, that a lot of frustrated Liverpool fans over on that far side, I can tell you. This is the opening goal. Wang played a part in that. He played the ball in off Matip, and it comes off the post. It doesn't critically touch Alexander-Arnold as regards the own goal situation. Then the second one, ball played in there by Cunha. Kilman had the first effort that was charged away by Capo, of all people. And it came to Dawson, who swung a right foot at it and found the back of the net beyond Alisson. And that's how Wolves are 2 goals ahead. Wang is on the floor here, and he looks in some distress here. He's going to be up to his feet, and he's in agony. He's limping. You can tell straight away it's a hammy. Feeling the back of his left hamstring. Or right hamstring. These hammies can be at least 2 or 3 week jobs normally. And the medical staff will obviously have to take a good care of him as he comes off now and gets a standing ovation, because for the 41 minutes he's been playing, he's done really well. Now the lively Adama Traore will come on. Now when Adama Traore comes on, he's a very, very good player, and he can lighten up a crowd with his with the way he plays the game. But, well, you've got to feel some sympathy for Wang there. Terrific little player, the South Korean. He's certainly a player that is thought highly at Wolves, and we hope he's going to be okay, and hope he recovers. We hope he recovers from that hamstring as he goes around the pitch there, hobbling around the pitch, I'm afraid to say. But when your hammy goes, you just got that sense when you watched. I mean, I was watching the ball. Firstly, I thought Wang had sort of signalled to the man who made the pass that he couldn't get there. And then when you see him twist his arms around, signalling to the bench, and then he goes down in agony. There's another Wolves player down. It looks like Ruben Neves has gone down, and another Wolves player has gone down. And that's so we've got 2 Wolves players on the deck. The ball's been put out by Adama Traore. And again, the physio's having to work overtime here. Neves is holding his right ankle, and I'm not sure the diagnosis for Lamina. It's almost like watching an episode of Casualty. You've got Wang Yi-chan hobbling off now on his own. The physios are now coming out from the left-hand end of the ground. Now let's try and work out what happened here. Neves goes in with Thiago. And Thiago, the same player, goes in hard on Lamina. I think Lamina is the one they're trying to look at here. Hard to estimate. It is Lamina. I think Ruben Neves is going to be okay. He's up on his feet. Wang Yi-chan is back there, and he's just coming to one of the substitutes there. That's a hamstring, I'm afraid, mate. We saw him pat on the back from one of the Wolves players, but still getting a wonderful ovation from the Wolves supporters. Now they've appreciated it in the Billy Wright stand. Billy Wright, a Wolves legend, and of course a Midlands legend. What he did as a footballer and as a television executive in the Midlands for so many years. At ATV and Central, and Wang Yi-chan there. And now look at that nice touch there from the manager. Consoling him there, but he's had a good 40 minutes. If there's any solace to take from that, as he makes his way off the field, or makes his way from the entrance, then I think it's well deserved of the applause that he's had all afternoon. The Wolves have lost a man and have made a first half substitution. Wang off and Traore on, and just hopefully that Wang injury won't be as serious as it was thought. Usually a couple of weeks, hamstrings usually. Depends on the severity of it. Anyway, we're in the last minute of the first half. There may be a chunk of stoppage time at the end of the first half, admittedly. Wolves definitely in business. 2 goals clear. We're gonna look from Matt Donoghue, the fourth official, to see how long they will be. I would suggest about 3 minutes possibly. As Nunez tries his shot from just outside the area, just to the left of Central, struck it with his right foot, the Uruguayan, and wide of the target. We're going to have 4 added minutes, we're told, at the end of the first half. So a chance maybe for Jurgen Klopp's side to try and force themselves back into this game. As he sits back impassionately. He's a very passionate manager, Jurgen Klopp. We know that. But he will not be happy with that first half display. Julian Locatelli, on the other hand, however, will be delighted. But he won't be delighted that he's lost Wang now for at least a couple of weeks, possibly with a hamstring. But obviously they'll get the diagnosis, the Wolves staff, and take it from there, I suppose. Let's bring Star Wolves are moving out the bottom 3. Everton will go back in there with them. As the relegation fight now starts to hot up now, we're halfway through the season. Still a lot to play for, even though we're in February now. Still so many games left to play from now to the end of the season. Keita now playing the ball forward. And the ball now with Liverpool now, they need to start finding something from somewhere. Can Salah start to provide something? If anyone can, he can. Alexander-Arnold swings it in the penalty area, looking towards Godi Carpo. Can Liverpool keep it in? Rui Robertson, yes they can. He cuts the ball back inside to Thiago inside the penalty area, but again, Liverpool penalised. It was Bacic who went right through the back of, trying to work out who it might have been actually. His number's right towards the back there, but let's have a look who it might have been. Can't tell you if it was in, but one thing's for certain, it certainly was a Wolves player. 2-4-2 Wolves in the passes, 2-4-3-4 Liverpool, and the accuracy 83% Liverpool and something like 73% for Wolves. But what will annoy Klopp is that the Keystone Cops defending on the 2 goals have been hit against them. Liverpool have threatened at times, but just haven't been enough. Touches in opposition box. Wolves have had 8 touches. Liverpool also have had 8 touches. But again, those stats means diddly squat in the grand scheme of the game, and where the points may end up come 4:45 this afternoon. We're in stoppage time on the TCR. Delayed commentary of Wolves and Liverpool. 2-0 the current score to Wolves. Neves, who's been a colossus in midfield for Wolves so far in this game, plays a nice little ball out to Aït-Nouri on the on the left-hand side rather. And Aït-Nouri goes past Salah, goes past Alexander-Arnold. Oh, almost played the ball into the area. Here comes Nunes again, who's had a terrific first half himself, and may well be put in the running for the TCR player of the match. We will be choosing the player of the match. Well, I will be at the end of the second half. There's a foul there on a Liverpool player, and it's going to be a Nunes has gone down, and Craig Dawson will mark his debut and a goal on his debut with a booking on his debut. Now, what did he do underward here? Yeah, professional foul. Although Nunes, I'm sorry to say, made a meal of it. Yeah, it comes across, but it's not a hefty challenge. But it is a professional foul in the referee's eyes, and the referee felt he had no other choice but to book Craig Dawson for that. So we've played almost the 4 minutes. We're 10 seconds shy of the half-time interval here at Molineux, and it's been a first half, if you're a Wolves fan, to remember. Here's Gomez getting it forward. Alexander-Arnold chipping it in. We're in time added on at the end of the first half. And Paul Tierney puts his whistle to his lips, blows into the whistle, and bolts for half-time. Wolves are in complete control here. There's no question about it. Joe met it with an own goal after 6 minutes. And then on 12 minutes after Liverpool had failed to clear a set play, Craig Dawson lashed in from 6 yards. And the Wolves have got it all. Wolves have got it all in the bag at the moment. Liverpool, we've work to do. Jurgen Klopp needs to get the hairdryer treatment out. Wolves did lose Wang with a suspected hamstring injury towards the end, but Wolves in complete control. It's Wolves 2, Liverpool 0 at half time. And we'll be back for the second half very, very shortly. And a warm welcome back to Molineux as we're about to start the second half. Well, Jurgen Klopp will have had a few words to say whilst the players were having a half-time cuppa and a cup of oranges at the break. But Liverpool have got 45 minutes to rescue the situation here at Wolves. 2 goals down and really outplayed for the first 45 minutes here. JB John Stuttard about to bring you delayed second half coverage here on the TCL as Wolves leading 2-0 and as being stand at the moment are heading out of the bottom 3 in the Premier League. But as for Liverpool, as things stand for them, their Champions League dreams are starting to hang by a real thread now. Even though we've still got more than just less than halfway of the season to go. And with Arsenal and Manchester City pulling away from the rest of the pack, it really looks increasingly like it could be a difficult running for Liverpool. Remember, they've got the European Cup to play for, but they've got Real Madrid, however. Just to remind you of our Twitter handle, Commentary Live 1 is the Twitter TCO Twitter handle. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we are live on YouTube on these channels. Well, we're not live, but we're delayed anyway. We'll just break off for a second because Nunes has got down the right-hand side, crosses in towards Keita, comes off a defender, and it will be a corner for Liverpool. So we're on JB Sports, Storm FM, TCO2 and TC Hub itself, and there are your YouTube channels, and we're also live on. We're also delayed as well on Twitch to stream. Liverpool's first corner comes about a minute into the second half, about a minute and a half into the second half. Alexander-Arnold with the corner, far side. Matic climbing, but his shirt was tugged. The referee didn't want to know, and I think it would have been a very harsh decision to have given it against Wolves at that point. But at the moment, Wolves looking supremely confident, superbly well-oiled machine here. Don't look intimidated in any way, shape or form. Jurgen Klopp with it all to do. Ball's been taken very quickly. The ball, that's a back. Drive Dawson. It's going to reach the goalkeeper here, Jose Sarr, who placed the ball away from danger. Adama Traore gets his first touch of the second half. Ball out of play, it will be a Liverpool ball. To remind you of the two teams, let me just remind you, if you've just joined us late, the stream late, Jose Sarr in goal, Ryan Etnori, Ray Dawson, Nelson Semedo and Max Kilman, Mario Lemina, Ruben Neves, Adama Traore in for Wang Hee-chan, who went off with an hamstring injury towards the end of the first half, and Matheus Nunes, Matheus Cunha and Pablo Sarabia are up front. Liverpool with Alisson in goal, Joel Gomez, Andy Robertson, Joel Matip and Trent Alexander-Arnold across the back. Thiago, Naby Keita, Stefan Baricic in the midfield 3, who have had poor first starts in my opinion. And then up front, Mo Salah, who's been quiet, Cody Carpo, who also looked quiet, and Darwin Nunes out the 3 strikers has looked the more likely to try and pierce this Wolves defence. Robertson down the left-hand side. Into Carpo, and Carpo got in, but a good tackle there by Nelson Semedo, the former Barcelona player, getting back there and doing some terrific work. Really good defending here. Robertson chipping the ball in. Carpo gets in behind, but Semedo does a terrific job and gets it out for a corner. Robertson holds up his hands, swings the corner into the penalty area. Ball breaks to Keita. Robertson thought about playing the ball to Robertson, who was on the overlap, but it looked as if he may have strayed offside, so that's why Keita was reluctant to release the ball, played the ball in, it came to nothing, and the ball's been given away there by Gomez, who then recovers to concede a throw to Wolves, 10 yards from halfway, still inside the Wolves half, incidentally. 4 minutes gone in the second half already. Wolves 2, Liverpool 0. The Wolves fans have enjoyed every single second of this game, right from the word go. It looks as if they've performed very, very well indeed. Have been terrific value for their 2-goal buffer. Still a long way to go, mind you, and there's still a lot to play for. Alexander-Arnold sweeping that ball from right to left, and Robertson's in there. Robertson on the edge of the area. Robertson shoots. He's blocked away by Dawson. Capo chips it in. Away by Ignori. As far as Keita, who shoots and gets it all wrong from the edge of the area. Capo goes in, but Adama Traore breaks away. And Wolves get it out, but only as far as Capo, who got back there and did a terrific defending job. Now he's on the edge of the area. Plays a 1-2 with Robertson. And then the ball way back. Keita with time to shoot. And it's kicked off the line. Liverpool trying to force it in. Kicked off the line again. And Traore gets it away. And still not away yet. And then Alexander-Arnold played it in. Robertson saying handball. And Liverpool are imploring the referee to check it with the VAR here. Now then, did it hit someone on the arm yet? Well, his arm's down by his side. I think Max Kilman. I don't think he does a lot wrong, Kilman, to be fair. I think his arm's down by his side. I think that's ball to hand as far as I'm concerned. And Paul Tierney actually explaining that. And even if it did go to the VAR, I think they were reluctant to give Liverpool a penalty just for that reason. In my opinion, Paul Tierney got it spot on. 51 minutes gone. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Wolves 2, Liverpool 0. But Wolves have had a scare or two there a few seconds ago. Possible handball not given. And I think rightly so. Nunez now comes forward. Feeds Salah, who's just drifted to the right. Cuts in field. Has support arriving. And it's all been... Well, there was a case of too many Liverpool cooks spoiling the broth. And the ball back with Alisson. Here's Gomez. It's... getting a bit frantic now in this second half as Liverpool have to push. They'll have to understandably pull men forward, which means they could be susceptible to the Wolves counter-attack as Capo plays an hideous cross from the left-hand side, straight in the arms of Jose Sarr. This was the opportunity again. Nunes had done really well there. Ball back to Keita. That was well blocked on the line by Kilman. And then the appealed hands. I have to say Kilman had his arms down by his side, but it was brave defending by the Wolves centre-back Max Kilman. The terrific bit of defending. To give his full name, Maximilian Kilman, but we'll keep it at Max. Or Maximilian, I think they call him, but I'd have said Maxwell, but there you go. Maxwell Corner, Maxwell House. At the moment, it's a full house for Wolves. Both in the stadium and in the game itself. They're on to a full house. If it was bingo, it'd be at least halfway there to a full house at the moment. Liverpool need to come up with some big numbers and quick. Here's Darwin Nunez to go to Capo. Go to Capo now. Tries to shoot. Gets a deflection. Might fall for Salah on the far side. It comes away again. Liverpool doing everything they can to get back in it. Salah now has it inside the area. Right hand side. Gets to the byline. Tries to knock it back to Naby Keita and he can't found. And well, I cover Liverpool when they lost in the Midlands to another Midlands side in the East Midlands to Nottingham Forest back in October. Are we going to see the same happen again here? Cross comes in from the right and into the side netting. Jurgen Klopp looks a forlorn figure right now. It's got to be said. Takes a swig of drink. Liverpool for 45 minutes in the FA Cup last week against Brighton looked a really good side. It looked as if they were back to their best, and then the old defensive frailties came into being. Liverpool certainly had about 80% of the attack at the start of the second half. There's no doubt about that. We've had 8.5 minutes of the second half, and it's still 2-0 to Wolves, but it's Liverpool who are asking all the questions at the moment. But at the moment, Wolves are not for budging. Joel Matip now to halfway from his own half. Crosses the halfway line into the Wolves half. Still Matip. Plays it out to the right. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Salah wants it on the elbow. Plays it infield. Keita there. Bradford's touch. Nunes is in. He might drop to Keita, but Numan Neves got there first and knocked it out for a throw-in to Liverpool in line with the 6-yard box. It's been one of those days where just everything isn't coming off for Liverpool at all. They're having no luck whatsoever. They are trying everything in their power to try and get themselves back in this game. But it's all coming to nothing. Matip now far side into the area. The centre-back trying to make inroads. Chipped it out to Keita. Nice chest control. Salah, is he offside? Well, he puts it over the bar anyway. So regardless whether it was onside or not, it didn't matter because he flicked the ball with his left foot over the crossbar. Goal kick to Wolves. Regardless. Now, was he offside from this? Just having a look on the replay. Well, the flag did not go. Well, the flag did go up in the end. If he had put that ball in, it would have been interesting to see if VAR would have given him off or onside. But it didn't. Alas, it didn't matter because he lashed his shot over the bar. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Free kick to Wolves. Jose Sarr takes just on the edge of his penalty area, inside the area. Adama Traore tries to flick it on, but the ball runs into touch, and it's Robertson now. Plays the ball across. 2-0 to Wolves. 2 goals in the first 13 minutes. Deciding the game here this afternoon at Molineux. And here's Robertson. He's got Capo now. The last 10 minutes possession. 20% Wolves, 80% Liverpool. Having said all that, you'd expect that. Capo now has it on the left-hand side. Deep inside Wolves territory. Plays the ball across. Here is Gomez to Matip. Matip now. 25 yards from goal. Plays it into the area. Salah goes down. Actually digs out a ball to Matip. And why didn't Matip shoot there? He tried to flick it in. And to be quite frank, it was probably the wrong choice. There's a Liverpool player gone down in a heap. Free kick to Liverpool. Well, the ball was laid back to Matip. Now, why didn't he just tank it? He could have tanked that shot, and well, it could have gone places. It could have gone into the second tier of the stand. It could have so easily hit the back of the net. You don't know if you don't have a goal. Still 2-0 to Wolves. And here comes Robertson now. Plays Capo again. He's onside. Pull back across and well played, Craig Dawson. Had to get there, otherwise it would have been one back. Still in play. Nunes now will try the shot. Nunes shoots. Hits Dawson again. Heads it away. Robert nonchalant, the former West Ham centre-back. Once a West Bromwich Albion, but all that is now banished. If there was any Wolves fans, sceptical Wolves fans, worried about his previous past with West Bromwich Albion, they can forgive him because he has scored for them today. And he's put in some brave blocks as well. Here's Thiago to Robertson, left-hand side. Edge of the penalty area, plays it in, and it's knocked away. Adama Traore should get it out. And Nelson Semedo too. But it's back with Gomez now on halfway. It's all Liverpool. It's exclusively being played away to my left-hand side in the Wolves half of the field. It's Trent Alexander-Arnold to Mo Salah, far side. Salah making inroads towards the area. Salah goes in, but the ball's been run out of play. It will be a corner, actually. And Trent Alexander-Arnold lucky to raise the roof as far as the travelling support is concerned. Ruben Neves just being spoken to by Mr. Tierney, the referee. Of course, if you're wondering why everyone's wearing green armbands, well, it's to promote Football Green Day. To be honest, I don't know what football's got to do with the environment, but never mind. Alexander-Arnold plays the ball in, and the ball out of play. It'll be another throw here for Liverpool. 2 goals down. Alexander-Arnold picks the ball off the tee, throws it midway inside the Wolves half, into the area. Salah back to goal, surrounded by 3 Wolves defenders, and the law of averages stated that the 3 Wolves defenders were always going to win the day, every day of the week against Mo Salah. 2 minutes shy of the hour mark. Liverpool looking for a way back into this match, but they're 2-0 down here at Molineux to a Wolves side that are dogged, determined, and determined enough to get out of the bottom 3 and plunge Sean Dyche's Everton back in there with them. Instead, as the ball is knocked forward towards the far side, and again, Alexander-Arnold asked to try and run at this Wolves defence. Ball back towards Aït-Nouri. Wasn't the best, but Aït-Nouri just got there first before Salah did. Well, it certainly has been one of those afternoons really where maybe, just maybe, it could be Wolves' afternoon. There's going to be some changes being made. Cunha, who's had a terrific game, hasn't scored obviously, but certainly made the first goal. And Raul Jimenez, with his headband as well, comes on. Sarabia has also gone off, and João Moutinho, the evergreen Portuguese international, comes on. Ruben Neves gets a good applause as well from the Wolves crowd. He's had to fight back to save his career after that horrible ending a few years ago, but he's got half an hour to prove himself and maybe, just maybe, getting back to his old form of a few years ago. Here's Joe Gomez now for Liverpool. Plays the ball out to Capo, who's hugging that left touch line. Takes on Semedo. Beats him to it. Gets the cross in. Oh, he got a deflection off Craig Dawson. That could have gone anywhere. As it happened, the good fortune that Craig Dawson's having on the day, it looked up in the air and easily into the arms of Jose Sarr. So just over half an hour to play. We had 7 attempts for Wolves in the first half to 8. None for Wolves, 7 to Liverpool. That just shows how close that first half was, and in comparison to the second half, it's all been one-way traffic. But still, no way past Jose Sarr in the Wolves goal, and still 2-0 to Wolves. Here's Adama Traore, looking to try another goal for Wolves, will surely kill it off. And remember, they can afford to sit back, but they, as everyone says, all commentators say, 2-goal leads can be dangerous leads. So we'll just have to see how this one absolutely pans out. Whilst I was waiting to commentate today, Burnley had won very comfortably at Norwich, with Sheffield United being held in that division. It's now 7 points ahead, Burnley. I can't believe that. Anyway, back to this game, and it's Cody Carpo, the Dutchman. It's got the ball nicely there to Salah. Salah inside the area. Salah shoots and just wide at the left-hand far post. And did Dawson do enough to put him off? It was a bad ball actually from Dawson. First mistake he's made in the whole game, straight to Carpo. And really, this should have been a goal, really, for me. Salah should be scoring from the right-hand side. I know there's a lot of pressure on him to try and get the goals this season. And to replace the goals of Sadio Mane is going to take some doing, obviously. But first mistake that Craig Dawson's made in the entire game. He's only had to wait 62 minutes to make it, but we can allow him that at least. He's had a good match. Here's Raul Jimenez. Jimenez takes it down on the chest, and that's Wolves' first shot towards goal. It didn't go on target, but what it did do is just breathe a little bit of breathing space into Wolves and just get them up the field a little bit, because they have been on the defensive for most of the game. So maybe a little bit of a defensive one, even though Jimenez was trying to spectacular. If he had got it in, if he had scored from that 25 yards out, and he tried to do it Kevin Phillips style a few years ago when Sunderland beat Chelsea, you may remember. I can't believe it's 23 years ago since that happened, but you just imagine if he'd had done that. He'd have been up there for goal of the season, and we would have talked about that for another 50 years as Sarr knocks it out of play. Liverpool have it inside their own half on the right-hand side. Under their supporters, there's about 4,000 who have travelled down from Merseyside today. And well, there was a party on Merseyside at the end of the game against Arsenal at lunchtime, but they'll be cursing the fact that their near neighbours have not done them a favour thus far. But they are trying in the second half, to be fair. Keita coming forward, but again, good defending by Lamina, did really well. What a battle he's had with us Liverpool midfielders. In fact, the Wolves, I think they've tried to match up Liverpool in the midfield and have really brought down the house, really. 64 minutes exactly gone now. On the TCM, delayed commentary of Wolves against Liverpool with me, JB John Stuttard. We're going to see the Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson come on. The England international, now 32 years old. 33 now, I think. What a career he's had. And a lot of people would swap everything that he's achieved, would give anything for to have what he's achieved in the game. England caps, Champions League medals, winners' medals, the lot. Not bad for a humble lad from Sunderland. He's also going to get the captain's armband of Andy Robertson. That's the mantra now as he replaces Naby Keita. So Jordan Henderson to add more bite into that Liverpool midfield. It's 2-0 to Wolves. If you just joined us here on the TCM and all platforms, it's been one of those chasing inexperiences from Liverpool. But have they one goal? Just one goal for them now, and the game's back in the balance. 2-0, as I keep saying. When you get into that position, is a dangerous lead, although the Wolves female physiotherapist is so bored by it all there. I'm just in a yawn. Come on, love, stay with it. Halfway almost through the second half then. Wolves 2, Liverpool 0. Remember, Dawson got the second after Matip put through his own net after 6 minutes, and then Dawson after 12 has put Wolves in complete control. Just remember, Wolves could go out the bottom three if they hang on to this 2-goal buffer, or hang on at all. And they might get a chance here because Neves has taken the ball here. And he spread Traore inside the area. Traore shoots, deflects, and it's hooked away by Gomez. And Liverpool, careless of giving the ball away. They give it to they give it to Jimenez. And now at the other end, there's a chance here for Nunez. Great save! Great save, Jose Sarr. It was almost about to be about a week ago with the FA Cup game at Anfield. But it was toing and throwing from end to end. It's almost as if we were back in Anfield about 2.5 weeks ago. Lovely ball over the top from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Kilman misjudged the flight of the ball. Nunez came in from the right-hand channel, but found Jose Sarr again. A difficult nut to crack. And preserves Wolves' clean sheet in their 2-goal lead for now. Corner short to Thiago. Back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who took the original corner, played it in the penalty area, and headed away. Now Robertson, left-hand side. Chips it in there towards Salah. Ball is knocked out of play, and Salah will let it go. Salah takes the throw. They've got Jordan Henderson now on the field, the rightful Liverpool captain. I'm not trying to give maybe the burden of captaincy or the lessening of the burden of the captaincy on Robertson's part now will maybe release him to be a bit more daring as Liverpool go forward in search of one back. 67 minutes gone at Molineux. Halfway through the second half, it's Wolves 2, Liverpool now on the TCM. Delayed commentary, 67.5 minutes gone. Liverpool up for a free kick, get it. And they look to take it quickly, but Wolves surround people around the ball, and will get the opportunity to line up a wall here. It was Baticic who was fouled, so as I say, 67.25 minutes, 3/4 minutes gone. Liverpool have a free kick, 2 goals down, and at the moment, needing 2 goals and a few snookers at the moment to try and get themselves back into this game. 3-man committee possibly. Henderson, Alexander-Arnold, Thiago and Robertson. In fact, make that 4-man committee. Now it's gone down to the 2. Trent, Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson. Could well favour either right foot or left foot. So it could favour the right of Trent Alexander-Arnold or the left of Andy Robertson. We'll just have to see who makes the contact. There are 4, maybe 5 old gold shirts who don't really look 10 yards back. There's 2 Liverpool players in front of that Wolves wall trying to cause mayhem, and the free kick from Alexander-Arnold was blocked by the wall, and then Alexander-Arnold with the right foot scuts it well wide of the left hand near far post, and a goal kick to Wolverhampton Wanderers with 69 minutes gone. Or 69 minutes rather, almost gone. 2-0 is the score. 21 minutes plus any injury or stoppage time to be added on by 4th official Matt Donoghue at the end. We haven't had too much VAR intervention. And here's Darwin Nunez. The Uruguayan breaks into the area from the left-hand side. Tries to think a nice little ball. Dummy by Henderson. Maybe even better advice taking it first time himself and then having a shot perhaps. Alexander-Arnold's cross knocked away. Will be up Liverpool throw-in. Almost level with the 18-yard box of Wolves on the right-hand side. 2-0 it is the score. Yes, the throw now. Henderson trying to touch it on a Trent Alexander-Arnold, and they'll get the corner there, Liverpool. Mark Parody, linesman on the far side, signalling vehemently that it was a Liverpool corner. Referee Tierney agreed. They played in quickly towards the near post where Mo Salah was lurking. The ball played in by Alexander-Arnold. It's a poor ball. It's an hideous, feeble ball. And it's knocked away. 20 minutes to play. Wolves 2, Liverpool 0. JB John Stoddard back in the TCL commentary box for the first time since before Christmas when Argentina and France played out that thrilling World Cup final. Good to be back on the TCL waves. Here's Joe Gomez. Nearly ran into traffic there. Matinho did well to dispossess Barisic of the ball. And here's Adama Traore. The flag has stayed down. Adama Traore towards the area. He's cut into the right hand side. Played it in there. Could be a third. It is a third for Wolves. It is a third for Wolves. And Ruben Neves, who is a shooing possibly, a contender possibly for a player in the match, has broken through. He was completely through the middle. And Wolverhampton Wanderers, with 19 minutes to play, have got themselves a 3-0 lead. Gomez giving the ball away. Matinho doing terrifically well. Watch this. Wins the ball and then gets Adama Traore away. The flag stayed down. And Liverpool, though, had 4 back compared to Wolves' 3, but they didn't pick up Ruben Neves whatsoever. And the Wolves captain cashed in, made it 3, side of his left foot. In she goes, 3-0. And surely, with Liverpool's quality and Liverpool's powers of a comeback, surely there's no comeback from this. It's Wolves 3, Liverpool now. The old classic counter-attack, the old classic sucker punch. And Wolves surely now, barring accidents, are going to get all 3 points. And Jurgen Klopp knows it. He knows it. There's no question about it. And they'll be singing. I mean, Julian Locatelli doesn't look as if he's enjoying it. And his team have ringed them up. Oh, dear me. Anyways, Wolves 3, Liverpool now. And I have to say, it's tough on Liverpool to concede like that. But when you're understandably pushing men forward and then you're daft enough to give the ball away and just on halfway, you run the risk of conceding a third. And that's exactly what happened. And now Liverpool need 3 goals and a few sneakers if they're going to get all 3 points from this one. Robertson on the left. Plays the ball in towards Darwin Núñez. No foul, says the referee Tierney. Just absolutely waves his arms, whaps his arms above each other to signal that it wasn't a penalty whatsoever. Goal kick given. Well. Dawson did well to pull out of that with the run, to be fair. 17 minutes left to play. Plus any injury or stoppage time at the end. And it's been a good evening if you're a Liverpool. Well, not a good evening, a good afternoon if you're a Liverpool supporter. Now the Grizzles coming down now by the bucket load here in the Black Country. Here's Jody Carpo now. Bursts into the penalty area. Oh, well, he's got to get a free kick. He was trying to audaciously try and win a penalty. Apologies for the noise in the background. He was trying to audaciously win a penalty, which was, in all fairness, was never going to happen. And a free kick has been awarded. So Robertson is going to take it. And Trent Alexander-Arnold there too on the scene. They're taking their age of it, and that's not going to help Liverpool scores if they're going to get back in this game. It's Robertson's free kick from the left-hand side, and it's a poor free kick. And it was headed a little bit up and underage there by Max Kilman. He didn't get any purchase on the header, and it went bloomed in the air. And Jose Sarr No, did he kick that from his own, from outside his area? It's a definite Wolves free kick here. Yellow card given. I'm just wondering if Jose Sarr carried that ball out of the penalty area, or did he release it before he came out the ball? Raul Jimenez is down injured there. It must have been a legitimate kick away with his hands anyway, so you can deny it if you will. Joe Gomez has been booked for a foul on Raul Jimenez there, and the game is coming in. And Harvey Elliott, the hero of the last time these two sides met in the FA Cup replay 2.5 weeks ago, he's going to be coming on now for the remainder of the game. He scored that magnificent extra-set missile beyond Jose Sarr to win the cup replay for Liverpool. At the moment, it's Liverpool who are on the receiving end of a defeat here. And I have to say, it's been a tough examination of their credentials today. But as regards winning the title, I think we can safely say they may have to forget about winning the league again this season. It's maybe all about just qualifying for Champions League football next year. So maybe all about the top four for them. Realistically, Liverpool, they're still in with a chance of winning the Champions League if they can get. They've got to get past Real Madrid first, of course. And we're going to see the end of Stefan Baricic, who's going to come off with just 14 minutes plus injury time to play. Harvey Elliott now on. Come up with the academy here at Anfield. Had a horrible injury that kept him out for most of last season. At least a quarter of last season. Came back a couple of games. I think he kept him out for something. He had an injury at Leeds that kept him out for something like 4.5 months. Came back in January for the 4th round game against Cardiff in the FA Cup. And then played a huge part in the League Cup success at Wembley a year ago when they beat Chelsea in one of the most exciting 0-0 draws I've ever had the privilege of commentating on. All back with Jose Sarr. Well, Wolves won't be winning any silver. I think they'll be happy if they stay in the Premier League this season, if they can do it. They're in amongst a cluster of clubs at the wrong end of the table at the moment, including Leicester City, Leeds United, Bournemouth, Everton, Southampton, and themselves. As Raul Jimenez tries for the audacious shot again from about 30 yards from goal, maybe a bit more than that, as he tried to attempted to chip Alisson. But he got it all wrong with his right-footed effort. 13 minutes left to play. 12.5 minutes actually left to play. Now he's Nori now down the line. Gets out by Gomez. And here is Trent Alexander-Arnold into Thiago, who's had a poor game by his standards. There's a Wolves player gone tumbling, and it's Lemina again. He was in the Wolves in the first half, you may recall. It's happening, and the same thing is happening again here. Julian Locatelli. Well, he's certainly turned Wolves' fortunes around. They've got 1 or 2 very good results out of this, really, this season, and no exception to the rule today. They've been great value. I know Liverpool have had a lot of the play in the second half, understandably so, but it's been tough. It's been tough out there for them today. No, Virgil van Dijk as well, marshalling the troops at the centre-back. And when they lost Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich at the end of last season, I'm sure some of these glum Liverpool supporters, I'm just looking at 3 of them there on my monitor, and they would have been wondering who's going to replace it. They thought Darwin Núñez would be the answer. There was talk of Erling Haaland coming, but it didn't transpire. He went to Manchester City. They paid big money. They paid the mega bucks to get him to the Etihad, and what a signing he's proved to be this season. No doubt he's going to be the top scorer, barring accidents now. But these Liverpool fans are glum, upset. 1 or 2 of them being pulled away by stewards, it seems to me at the moment. But Jurgen Klopp knows that his team this season in terms of league football hasn't been good enough. But when you're Jurgen Klopp, you don't become a bad manager overnight. This is the third goal I'm just looking at now. Adama Traore breaks terrifically well, drift to the right, and no one spots Ruben Neves coming in. And this is a simple finish because he's clean through and goal. Adama Traore looks up, spots him, and no Liverpool player picks him up. And that's criminal. That's a crime as far as defending is concerned. No wonder Ruben Neves thinks it's his Christmas, birthday, and New Year's Eve all rolled into one. 3-0 to Wolves. And despite the fact they've been under pressure for at least 85% of the second half that's been played, attendance has just come through on my monitor. 31,664. 31,664. A very good attendance at Molineux this afternoon. And I've seen, and the majority of the 31,000 inside the ground today, I've seen a very committed, very workmanlike Wolves performance, and they've been very good value for 3 goals today. And when they broke magnificently, and have looked every inch a good side. And the same with Everton. This crop of Wolves players are too good to be at the bottom end of the Premier League market. Here's Harvey Elliott now from the right-hand side, chips it in towards the penalty area. And Capo was waiting. Henderson hooks it back in. Liverpool have got 9 minutes plus stoppage time to find a goal, find 3 goals, and maybe pinch a point. Capo brings it in too close to Jose Sarr. We've had around about exactly 81 minutes gone, 9 to play plus injury time. There's another player down for Wolves. Lamina again in the Wolves, and 3-0 it still is to Wolves. I'm also seeing 1 or 2 Liverpool fans at the moment wait for the exits on the far side. It has been that sort of day. And we're going to see another change for Wolves. Fresh legs is the order of the day. We're going to see Daniel Podence, the Portuguese international, formerly of Olympiacos, of course. And as a staunch Burnley fan, I still don't forgive him for knocking us out of the Europa League many moons ago. Did it seem less than 5 years, more than 5 years ago since we were playing in Europe, Burnley? It seems a long time ago. And Podence with what can only be described as enough colour in his hair. Looks like it's sort of punk blue. Footballs and the haircuts. Mind you, it wasn't as bad as that Romanian side who all had bleach blonde hair in the 1998 World Cup in France, was it? You know what I mean? Anyway, Lamina off. He's had a good match. Daniel Podence is about to come on, and there's another change for Wolves too. We'll get that in a second. And Daniel Podence will be the first of 2 substitutes about to come on. You can make up to 5 in any Premier League game these days. And the other substitute there, Ryan Aït-Nouri, looks like he's coming off as well. He also has had a good match. And Johnny Castro Otto, no relation to former Southend player Ricky Otto, is going to come off. Oh, come on. Andy Robertson waiting to take the throw, but Aït-Nouri is a very good player. Taking the back spot from Johnny Otto in the last sort of couple of seasons, and it's really made that left wing back spot his own now. Aït-Nouri, Johnny Otto, who came 4 or 5 years ago when Espirito Santo was the manager. Well, it certainly has been. There has been a lot of changes in the Wolves personnel, but they are going on the verge. They're just 7 minutes away, less than that, from a very, very good victory here at Molineux today. Liverpool, I don't know what it's about them really, but they haven't travelled well to the Midlands at least a couple of times. They came a cropper. I remember doing a match at the leg game for the TCO at Nottingham Forest, and they came a cropper 1-0 that day. They're coming a cropper here at Molineux today. And another delayed game I'll bring you. JB John Stuttard, your commentator. 6 minutes to play at Molineux in the delayed game. In the delayed commentary stream of Wolves against Liverpool. Wolves currently leading 3-0 as we go on. Less than 6 minutes away from the end, plus any injury or stoppage time at the end. Harvey Elliott now on the right-hand side, goes in field. Still Harvey Elliott, goes past one man, goes past another, and then tries the shot. And then Neves, who has absolutely been amazing throughout the match, has done a terrific job. So Liverpool about to make a change. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain coming on. Gildy Capel off. We're going to see James Milner, who's still got the quality. He's coming on. Another change for Liverpool. They're all coming on. It's like double-decker buses. You wait for one substitution, they all come on at once. So Milner's on for definitely. And Tsimikas is also on too. So let's get that sorted. Thiago, Capel and Robertson all off. Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Tsimikas all on. Liverpool making 3 changes at a drop of a top hat. Or a bowler hat or a Panama hat even. But 4.5 minutes to go, plus any injury or stoppage time at the end of this game. Liverpool would need 3 goals and many, many snookers if they're going to get 3 points out of this one, because Wolves have more than merited the 3-goal win. And when Jurgen Klopp looks back, he'll point out the fact that they had a lot of the play for most of the second half. But the fact is, when the dust has settled down from the final whistle here, once it settles down, they'll admit, I think Klopp will have to admit that his team lost it in the first half, really. Keystone Cops defending and the 2 goals that went past them in the first 12 minutes, and then really poor defending when they didn't pick up Ruben Neves on the 3rd. And that is what's cost them. And really, when you look back at the analysis of it all, with 86 minutes gone, 4 minutes to go, still 3-0. I think no one, even the most hardened or staunch of Liverpool supporters, and most of the Liverpool fans are a fair-minded crowd. I don't think they could deny Wolves their day of glory this afternoon. They're going to go above Everton, who will drop back into the bottom 3. But Wolves nearly had to raise their game this afternoon, and have done so in the grand manner. And have done so brilliantly and effectively. They've looked every bit of good on the ball. Very pleasing on the eye, especially first half. Of course, Liverpool were going to have a lot of possession second half, of course. Ball played in the area, and Craig Dawson knocking it behind. He's certainly a contender for player of the match, and I've got to choose one in a few seconds' time when we see out this corner kick. He's certainly in there. Ruben Neves is certainly a contender. Wang was certainly going to be a contender. Unfortunately, until his injury has forced him off to being forced off the field. Here's Adama Traore, who certainly made a difference on that 3rd goal. He's got Raul Jimenez up ahead. It's Raul Jimenez now. This could be even better for Wolves. He just couldn't touch it in. And Alisson caught the ball, dropped it, and then ran something like 25 yards out of his penalty area. As it turns out, he's found Oxlade-Chamberlain. Excuse me. James Milner on possession. Ball fed out to Trent Alexander-Arnold. In it goes to Salah. Salah turns. But again, that Wolves defence determined, even with a 3-goal margin, are very determined, like gritted teeth, trying to keep this clean sheet. And they're determined to do it. Here's Henderson into Tsimikas. Tsimikas plays the ball in. There's going to be a minute of time, and there's going to be another minute to go. I'm going to choose a player of the match as soon as Wolves clear this one. Semedo clears it off a defender. Now I'll choose a player of the match, sponsored, of course, by Barry Swain's commentary services. And I'm going to go, it was a toss-up between Craig Dawson in truth and Ruben Neves, but Ruben Neves has really put in the complete performance this afternoon. I'm going to choose him marginally over Craig Dawson. The only reason I'm saying that is because Neves has really given the Liverpool midfield something to think about. He's won vital 50-50s at crucial moments, and has got the all-important killer 3rd goal. So on that basis, just above Craig Dawson. I'm going to give Ruben Neves the TCM player of the match. Yeah, he's had a fine game, and here he's in possession, getting it forward. Ruben Neves, our player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain now breaking forward towards the penalty area. Cuts in from the left-hand side. Thought about the shot. Does think out the shot. No! Deflected and wide of the left-hand post. And behind for a corner. Certainly had Jose Sarr wrong-footed at this point. Thought about pulling the shot early. Thought better of it. And it came off the defender, Max Kilman, and behind for a corner. Not a lot to spare. That you can be sure of. Corner comes in towards Salah. Knocked away. Now Daniel Podence. There's going to be 4 ready minutes at the end of this. Elliott now to Henderson. Henderson on in turn for Trent Alexander-Arnold. We play 30 seconds of the 4 minutes. It's been a terrific performance from Wolves. Yes, Liverpool have had chances, but nothing really to trouble Jose Sarr too much. He's had to make a couple of good scoring saves. But apart from that, Liverpool have offered nothing else despite having at least 80% of the play in the second half. Adama Traore now up against Milner, and he can take it to the corner flag if he wishes at this point. And he'll play the ball, attempt to play the ball off Milner, and he does successfully. And it's going to be a corner kick on the left-hand side. Wolves 3, Liverpool 0. John Barnes, a Liverpool legend. Well, he won't be very happy seeing his side torn apart like this. Jurgen Klopp, head bowed down, admitting defeat at this point. And there were some Liverpool fans on phone-ins and radio phone-ins that want him out. But who else could do a better job for Liverpool at this time than Jurgen Klopp? Sometimes good teams like Liverpool will have their tricky moments in the season. And they're certainly having a tricky time this season. Maybe it's just not going to be their year. Maybe next year they'll come back with a renewed vigor. The new players that have come into the side will have had a year to bed in. And sometimes transitions do take their time. And now Mikel Arteta 2 years ago was having a tough time at Arsenal. Remember a year and a half ago, was in a game at the start of the season when Arsenal took on Brentford and they lost 2-0 and it could have been 4 or 5. And people wanted Arteta about, but look at what progress his side have made. Yes, they've been beaten today. We're only the second time this season, but you can look at the way they've played the game this season, and this is why they're 5 points ahead. I know Manchester City have still got to play their match at Tottenham tomorrow, but well, it's Sunday this. So the point at the bottom thickens then, because Everton were out of the bottom 3 for about 3 or 4 hours this afternoon after that remarkable victory over Arsenal. Jens Tarkowski scoring on the hour mark in that one. But Wolves, which really put the pressure on Julian Locatelli's Wolves, but they've responded in the best positive and best possible way. They are about a minute away from the end. And what a finish it's going to be. Here's Nelson Semedo. Semedo towards Adama Traore. Pace to burn this kid. Plays it in towards Podence. It's too far in front. Otto keeps it in play. Johnny Otto keeps it in play. We've got a minute to go of the 4. And then it'll be up to Mr. Tierney to see how much stoppage time there is at the end of stoppage time. Podence is in on the left-hand side. Raul Jimenez waits in the middle. Adama Traore looks to volley it, but Tsimikas takes it away from him at the very last second. Liverpool are at 61% possession. Wolves the 39%, but it's what you do with that possession that counts. And certainly in the second half, Wolves have done much better things with their 39% than Liverpool have done with their 61%. Seconds remain. Liverpool about to get their comeuppance again. Excuse me. Paul Tierney texts his watch. There can't be much time left in, and on the 4th minute of stoppage time, blows the whistle, and Wolverhampton Wanderers have come out and have beaten Liverpool. A really famous victory here at Molineux today. Neves with the 3rd goal after 2 goals in the first 12 minutes. An own goal from Joel Matip put the Wolves ahead after 6 minutes. Then on 12 minutes, Craig Dawson on his debut for Wolves made it 2-0 with a close range right footer shot. And then Liverpool threw everything by the kitchen sink at the Wolves goal, but they weren't going to break through. And then to compound their misery, Wolves went on and got a third. It's finished here at Molineux on a great night and a great afternoon for Wolves. They're out of the bottom three. Liverpool's Champions League hopes take a bashing. It's finished here at Wolves 3, Liverpool 0. And for me, JB, John Stuttard here on the Commentary Hub. Take care. Goodbye for now.